Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of 0 to 60, and on this episode we're touching on two vehicles. Touching on sounds a bit weird. Firstly, the E53 X5 and then the Vargas powered E90. The plan with the E90 is to try and work out if the wastegates on those Vargas turbos are okay. So we're going to take the downpipes off and have a look, but that'll be later in the video. The first thing I want to talk about is the X5 steering. So hopefully you've seen the video where we replaced pretty much all the control arms on the X5 last week. And it got the steering wheel straightened out and also fixed the error with the DSC light that was coming on from driving down the road. That's all well and good, but now I'm sort of paying a lot of attention to the steering on the car, and I've noticed that it was actually quite stiff. Did a little bit of research, and obviously you can have that issue with hard or stiff power steering from the power steering pump not working properly, issues with the rack, issues with the ball joints, but we've replaced all those ball joints, so that should be fine. Or issues with the universal joint, and that is what it turned out to be. Now, I didn't actually film the process because I was sort of clutching at straws with this. Hopefully you can see it, but that double universal joint down in there is what was causing the problem. So this morning I basically degreased it with quite a powerful solvent-based degreaser, and as soon as the degreaser hit the uni joint, the steering actually started to free up and feel a lot nicer to drive. It was actually getting to the point where it was almost difficult to park it one-handedly. If you were reverse parking, that sort of thing, you needed two hands to turn the wheel. And I know these old trucks do have heavy steering. In fact, a lot of the old 90s and 2000 era BMW do have heavy steering, but this one was particularly stiff. Anyway, as soon as we got the degreaser on that uni joint, it started to free up. And yeah, I think we did about 2 separate applications of the degreaser. I got Dave to turn the wheel while I poured the degreaser onto the joints, trying to get it into all of the joints. Took it for a drive with the degreaser, come back, hosed it out, and then filled it with grease, took it for another drive. Yeah, and it's actually really good. So top tip, if you've got an E53 with stiff steering, have a look at degreasing and re-greasing that uni joint. I know it should probably be replaced, but that's made it feel a lot better. So we'll see how long it lasts, and I will update the channel if it goes bad in another week or two. Anyway, on to the next thing. Let's get this car up into the shed. We're going to take the downpipes off and have a look at those wastegates and see how bad they are. I just moved around for the thumbnail, which you guys have probably already seen, but it's good that that thing is actually the best it's ever driven since we've got it. No error lights. Oh, I fixed the heater, the blower motor yesterday as well, so everything is actually sweet on that car, apart from the window tint. We'll get that done shortly. Now, we have still been suffering from insane rain. It just won't stop raining. I don't know what's going on. It's like we're back in England. So I've got to try and get up to the shed, and if you saw David's video on his M5, that thing with the semi-slicks on, it basically just won't move around on the wet grass. So let's see if we have a bit more luck with this car, which has summer tyres on. Tight spaces. Yeah, it has summer tyres on. Always sinking. Oh fuck. Oh my god, that's not good. It stopped moving then. Let's see if we get up here. It's still spinning. Oh, right, I think we're up. We're up, we're safe. Thank God for that. All right, let's get the shed open and get this bad boy in. Whoops. Some regrets. And I had to back it back because I forgot that Dave's car is still in the shed. Let's hope it's not stuck. Rain, just go away. Okay, so it's up on the lift. I am going to basically do the normal strip down. I know you can get the downpipes off without taking the subframe off, but it's just going to be a lot easier to actually see the wastegates and see if they're sealing with the subframe. So I'm going to pull the subframe off. I'll give you an update once we've actually got the subframe off, and we can have a look at the wastegates on the turbos. I'll see you guys in a second, but it's probably going to be about 2 hours for me. All right, see you shortly. All right, guys, so I don't think I need to take the subframe all the way off. I'm just going to leave it hanging there. It's supported by a few things. Okay, we're safe. We're going to be okay. Now, when we had the subframe off last time, it was to do the sump gasket, and there was sort of oil everywhere. Now, hopefully you can see it, but there's a lot of oil, and it looks like it's coming out of the CHRA, whatever the hell they call it, the core of the front turbo. The rear turbo is dry as a bone. Also, the V-band clamp that holds the exhaust housing onto that CHRA is not done up as tight on the front turbo as it is on the rear turbo. And I'll try and get some pictures that I would have overlaid. But the next thing to do is actually take the downpipes off and inspect the wheels. But yeah, that front turbo is looking a bit sus at this point in time. What could it be? Alright guys, so got the downpipes off, and where's the view? There it is. I've had a look in both turbos and had a feel of the wastegate flappers, and everything feels fine. Nothing seized. It doesn't feel like it's got excessive play, and you can see that they look like they're working. You can see the gases that are coming out of them, and then you've got like a clean patch as well. Let me see if I can show you the rear one. That one there. So again, it looks pretty similar. Maybe the pattern of exhaust gas is slightly different on the rear one. What I'm going to have to do is, I didn't realise we've lost our vacuum gauge brake bleeder thing. So I'm going to see if I can go and borrow one or buy one and actually just test the wastegates and see if they do close up at the correct amount of vacuum. So I'll see you shortly. I just thought I'd show you quickly. I've got the vacuum pump just connected straight into the line that goes to the wastegate, just so we can check to make sure that that hose there that goes to the wastegate definitely isn't split. We have inspected these. I think they're fine, and it just runs down to the gun. So let's go into the car and we'll see if the wastegates are closing. All right, guys, hopefully you can hear me, and hopefully you can see inside the turbo once it focuses. I have the vacuum gauge hooked up, and I'm going to apply vacuum, and we'll see when it starts to close. So, oh, it closes straight away. Well, that's interesting. That is at -5 HGs, whatever the hell they mean. And that's probably about -6 HGs. And that is -8. So it closes at -6. However, is there play around that flapper? No, the flapper is rock solid. Okay. Well, let's check the other one. Okay, so this is the rear turbo. Start pumping the vacuum. It moves straight away again. And that's it. It looks closed already. It's gone tight there. So it went tight at about 0.8 again. Sorry, 8 HGs, which I think is the standard one where they're supposed to actually close up. We'll just check it again. Yep, goes tight again at 8. Well, it's probably 7.5 actually. Wonder if I can get up there and feel this one. Yeah, she's tight. That wastegate flapper is tight. Oh, what the hell is going on with this car? Well, guys, it's now coming up 7:30 at night. I've been messing around with this thing for hours. I was really hoping there was going to be an obvious issue with the wastegates, and then we can go, yay, the turbos are definitely no good, just buy new ones. But those wastegates are definitely sealing properly. I ended up getting Dave up, and he had his finger in there, and you can, well, I mean, you can't get in behind the wastegate, but they definitely feel like they're sealing all the way around the wastegate, and they look like it too. And they seal pretty early on the vacuum gauge as well. At this point, and just to remind everyone what the problem is with this car, it doesn't really make any boost under 4,500 RPM, so it feels really laggy, really docile. And you can see on the logs, wastegate duty cycles cranking right up, trying to hit target, and it just won't hit boost target until 4,500, and then it'll make about 17, sometimes 18 PSI, and taper down to about 16 at redline. So it sort of feels like a stock stage 1, stage 2 car, even though it's got Vargas stage 2 turbos. But we have had custom tunes on this from HTE, and it just won't get anywhere near boost targets. So, what the hell is it? We've checked turbos. I have this afternoon done a smoke test, which I've got some footage of. I was thinking maybe it is a little boost leak, but I have done now a smoke test. We've changed the bobs. It definitely doesn't have any vacuum leaks. We've changed the boost solenoids. I'm sure there might be something else that we've done. But yeah, we've spent a good 20 hours trying to diagnose this mother trucker now. And the only issue I can find with it is the V-band on that front CHRA has got oil on it, and it was loose. I actually tightened it up just before, and now the V-band looks similar to the rear turbo V-band. But yeah, that's the only thing I can find wrong with it, and I think that loose V-band is why there's oil on that turbo. So at least we've fixed that. But yeah, something is stopping it from boosting properly. I cannot work out what it is. This car passes the smoke test. It doesn't have a boost leak. 100% confident it doesn't have a boost leak. Yeah, passed the smoke test, pulled the charge pipe off today, and just made sure that the O-ring was definitely good on the throttle body. Got smoke into the intake plenum, and the throttle body, sorry, the intake plenum is not leaking. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. Let us know if you have any thoughts. Let us know if you think that V-band being loose could be the cause. I'm at a bit of a loss. I'm going to leave the car apart tonight, even though I really wanted to get this off the hoist today. But I'm going to leave it apart tonight, and just, if anyone's got any ideas on anything to check while we've got it all stripped down to this level, please let me know. It's a weird one. Cannot sort this mother trucker out. Or are the turbos just knackered? Even though the wastegates are fine, can the turbos just be no good? I don't know. Oh, another thing that's crossed my mind, we have changed the exhaust as well throughout this problem, so we know it's not blocked cats or a blocked exhaust. Yeah, this has had a lot of parts changed over now. Nightmare of a thing. Guys, I'm going to end it off there, go and edit this video. If anyone has any ideas on what could be wrong with the Vargas car, let us know below, but we're definitely running drive ideas. And yeah, everything that's been suggested to this point has now been checked. N54 life. Alright guys, at least the X5's going well. That's a bonus. I'll catch you on the next one.